conversation for today, which is 2027 elections. The call for issue-based campaigns are legally now. National Assembly candidates as well as presidential candidates are permitted under the Electoral Act of 2026 to start campaigning and, of course, selling their programs and policies of their parties to the electorate, who are going to be the decider of the outcome of the election in 2027. So what should be the issues, and of course, what format should these campaigns and rally be for the 2027 general elections? We have joining us for this particular conversation Dr. Olanrewaju Akinola, political marketing scholar and senior lecturer, Olabisi Onabanjo University. It's a pleasure to have you. He's joining us via Zoom. It's a pleasure to have you, Doctor.
Thank you very much, and good morning to Nigerians.
Right here with us in the studio is Olurotimi, Adeleye, Co-ordinator, Renewed Hope Ambassador, Ifako-Ijaiye local government. It's a pleasure to have you as well.
Yeah, good morning. Nice being here.
All right, Dr. Akinola, let me start from you because you are a political marketing scholar and strategist, and we cannot discuss 2027 without making reference to what we had in 2023 during the campaigns and rally, where politicians and political parties were calling each other names, and of course, we saw all kind of sentiment, religious, ethnicity, blackmail during the campaigns of 2023. What do you think we should do differently this time around?
Well, thank you very much for, let us review the 2023 election and the campaigns. To the glory of God, the negatives that flew around 2023 election is easing out gradually. But you see, as beautiful as election is, it has its negatives. It divides the people if care is not taken. The division that Nigerian experienced as a result of the 2023 election, right, gradually is easing out. Now we are entering into another election year. Let us hope and pray that we don't go the same route. In 2023, Nigeria was divided along ethnic lines. We were divided along religious lines. And it became so bitter that even friends became enemies because of politicians and political parties. I don't feel that this is supposed to be the way to go. But again, when you look at the dynamics of election, you would not expect that we will not find this kind of things, but it must be moderated. That is the key thing. And so the media, the electoral umpire, and well-meaning Nigerians should call attention of the political parties and also the electorate to understand that Nigeria is bigger than any political party or candidate, and that we are better together.
Okay, let me come to Rotimi in the studio here. We saw what happened during the off-cycle election of Osun State, and there was a particular video that I saw yesterday or day before yesterday, that of Kuje chairman, local government, making insightful statements, of course, which can trigger political violence. That particular one from Osun was that of Senator Fadansi before the governorship election of Osun State. So how careful should we be at this particular time in such a way that what we say or our body language will not trigger violence during rallies and during campaigns?
Okay, thank you. For me, I was excited when I saw what you have as the topic to be discussed for this conversation, particularly when you refer to the fact that we want to, talk about issue-based campaign. And that is why I am happy the way Doctor introduced, his own submission why this program started. That then reviewing what happened in 2023, where it was an affair of the social media talking about a personality that his hand is shaking, his leg is shaking. And away from that, Doctor also submitted that all of that has been going down. But what has made it to be going down? And that is the fact that the man who is presently handling the steering of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, is now talking in terms of what can he do to those people. What are the things that are really, really necessary to bring about good life to those people? And those are the things that we are supposed to be talking about. Talking about economy, talking about healthcare, concern, talking about road construction, talking about education. So those are the things that we are supposed to concern ourselves about. Any politicians that knows his onions should not be talking about anything that has to do with sentiment, anything that has to do with religion, anything that has to do with, throwing abuses and all of that. And that is why I am really grateful for this kind of, a program, that conversation that you have put in the air this morning, that what are we looking at for this next coming election? Are those things, are these campaigns, are they supposed to be issue-based? Because you know what? Campaign, manifestos, and programs of activities of each parties are those things that will guide voters in voting this coming 2027. And that is actually my take. And I must say that it's a good job you are doing here concerning that.
All right, Dr. Akinola, let me take the same question to you. How do we avoid a repeat of the statements from the likes of Senator Fadansi in a way that there will be no violence or killings during campaigns? Because whatever we say at this particular time or our body language might trigger violence because of the sensitive nature of politics and campaigns.
Now, the first thing we need to stress is that people should see the election campaign period as a carnival, as a festival, right? For me, it's a festival where you come up with your best, right? And election is a contest. Don't let us take it away from that. It's a contest, right? And after the election, you move to governance. So I don't expect at this point that the man at the saddle, right, at least is not in election period now, is in governance. And so his responsibility is to galvanize everybody together, not to have, is a president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He's not the president of the people who voted him in. Take, for instance, 8-point-something million Nigerians voted for Mr. President in 2023. Today is a president over about 250 million estimated Nigerian population. So those who voted for him or did not vote for him are enjoying, or the otherwise, right, the governance. So for me, what we need to do is to have a clear understanding of what election campaign is all about. I'm also excited that you are bringing this matter up, and I want to paint you this picture. In any election campaign, there are 3 possible appeals you can use. The first one is to use the issue-based appeal. The second one is to use the image-based appeal. And the third option is to use the convergence, both the image-based and then the issue-based. Now, at any point in time, the candidate and the political party also need to let the people know what is their characteristics, right? What stands out for them? What is it that the public would identify with them, talking about their brand? And so when you see posters, when you see campaign, oh, honesty, dedication, oh, service, oh, he's done this before, he's educated, he's experienced, all those ones are what you call the image-based. But the core thing is that you cannot focus more on the image and then sideline the issue. The issues are the policies, the program that a political party or candidate wants to implement for the interest of the general public when you get there. And so the public must also become more open to see what is it that this person brings to the table. In the past, we have had what I call abstract campaign promises. When I say abstract, somebody will tell you, I'll bring about a better Nigeria. Now, what does that mean? Oh, we'll ensure a new Nigeria. What does that mean? What somebody will say, oh, when we get there, we will eliminate poverty. How? So people want to see in clear terms, what have you identified as the problems and challenges of the nation, and how are you going to tackle it? No individual, no political party will solve all the problems of Nigeria. But which ones have you identified as the critical, without necessarily praising anybody? I'll give you a very good example. I work in a university, right? At least every session, about 2 sessions ago, you will see certain percentage of our students applying for leave of absence because they cannot pay their fees. Myself and my colleagues, we know at times how we contribute money to help the indigent but brilliant ones to pay their fees. Now I don't have to do that again, because there is a policy of government that is created to help those who cannot. That is what we call policy.
Okay.
The policy of infrastructure development is a policy. So people should be interested, not the babariga they are wearing, not the narrative, not the negative advertising or negative messages they are pushing about themselves. But again, all those negative make the campaign interesting.
All right. But talking about the people now, which Dr. Akinola mentioned, the people themselves, what kind of intellectual engagement should they be having with these politicians who will be coming before them to come and sell their brand, their parties, their manifesto? What kind of engagement should they be having? What kind of demands should they table before these politicians in such a way that when they get to the office, they will be able to tell them that, okay, you promised A, B, C, and D, and you have not been able to deliver. So for the people themselves who are going to be the decider of this particular election in 2027, what kind of engagement should they be having with the political parties and the politicians themselves?
See, in tune with political culture in this country, I find that recently our political education is improving. And that is why, coming to that question, it is now time for the people to begin to ask questions that have something to do with their lives, the lives of their children, the lives of their family. And what are we saying here? Because essentially, there's a contract. There's a contract within those contesting, the candidates and the people. And what's the contract? The contract they are signing with them is that manifesto.
Many of them don't keep to the contract at the end of the day, the politicians. Many.
Yes, and that is why you will hear, you will listen to the submission of Doctor recently when he was saying that it was in the past that they put hands together to help these students. But now, it is a fulfillment of a contract that there are quite a large number of loans students are accessing now to actually run their education. That is what we call fulfilling contract that has been signed. It is fulfilling contract that has been signed. Do you know that? Let me give you this scenario. Just yesterday, because at the beginning of my life, I as a young man, I grew up in a chaotic environment. And when I say chaotic, I mean very local, rural area. But I was just thinking that I'm engaging in a lot of writings now. I write books, and that I need an environment that is quiet. So I was thinking, should I go get accommodation in one of the estates where I can stay? And you know what? While I was ruminating, I stumbled on an information. I never knew that information is just there in the public domain. And what was the information? Just like they do abroad, the government, the present administration has a particular housing program you can access that you will not have to pay so much. Just go and look for that house. There's a private public sector partnership on it There's an amount you will pay, and the rest is going to be paid by the government, and you are going to be returning it in bits. Such informations are not there before, but they are there because it was a contract that has been signed when the president was coming in 2023, and for goodness sake, that has been fulfilled. And that is the kind of issues that the people should concern themselves about now. Don't let us talk about this person is from the north, this person is from the south. Let us talk about, you said you are going to improve education. How much have you done concerning that? You said you're going to give students, loans for their education. How much have you done about that? You said you're going to make sure that infrastructural, projects. How much have you done about that? How well? So the people now are going to stand on the threshold of making sure that they use their votes to actually register the manifestos and program that has been, advertised to them, and thereafter making sure that they are fulfilled. Not that just like we have seen some of these ones that are fulfilled by the current president, who is seeking for another term. Okay,
Dr. Akinola, we cannot discuss democracy without the people, because they hold the ace. Without the ace, and the politicians cannot get into their respective offices. In terms of voter awareness, voter education, do you see Nigerians valuing their votes more in 2027 as against settling for crumbs or stipend in place of their votes in 2027? Before you respond, let me just quickly take a break now. When we come back, you'll provide answers to those questions that I put to you. We'll be right back.
All right. Excuse me, ma. This is your 100% in here.
Babes, are you sure you want to spend this much on hair? Didn't your landlord just increase rent?
I saved for this one separately on money points.
Ma, you say you save on money points?
Yes.
This madam money points here, the array of hair dryer there is target savings money points I used to have it. The rest of this my sub is fees savings money points I used to do it. The salary of this my staff is save as you transact, son.
Jennifer, money point save as you transact. Money point fixed savings and money point target savings.
Why did German won't contribute to you? Where should they? Come on, oh, you go give your money to Adaku to save. You see money points accounts there. You know, go open a savings account. Now Adaku you choose. I beg everybody inside this my saloon. Oh, yeah, bring out your phone and download the money points app now. Even you. What are you waiting for?
Download the Money Point banking app now and start saving with the bank you can trust.
Money Point, made for your progress.
We're still looking at the 2027 elections, campaigns and rallies, and the need for it to be issue-based, so that at the end of the day, the people that these politicians are meant to serve will get the dividends of democracy. And I did put a question to Dr. Olanrewaju before that break. You want to respond to my question?
Yes, but permit me to state this before I answer the question. Your question has to do with how informed or educated at the electorate, and also you alluded to this issue of incentive for voting.
Yeah.
That's the way I would look. That's the way I would look at it. Incentive for voting. I will try to address it. Now, number one, I mean, looking at it, we need to let the electorate know that by nature of election campaign, political parties and candidates are likely to overpromise.
Overpromise.
Let's take that. They are likely to overpromise. And the reason why they overpromise is because they have to be market-oriented, they have to be people-oriented. Tokumbo, if you want to contest and you have about 1,000 people who are likely to vote for you, the 1,000 people have 1,000 different expectations, right? And then you want the vote of the 1,000 people. So you will create an atmosphere or a picture of wanting to satisfy all of them, which is absolutely impossible. Let's take that on one side. On the electorate side, right, the electorate have unlimited wants. And at times, we, the electorate, are also selfish. How do I mean? Right? I live in a particular area, right? The road from, let's say, 15 kilometers to my house is tarred. But the remaining 2 kilometers, the street that leads to my house, is not tarred. I don't acknowledge the 15 kilometers that is tarred. I only say that the government of the politician is a failure because it did not tar the streets to my house. And then we close our eyes. I look at people, they will say, oh, nothing has been done. There's nothing. And I ask, do you pass through these routes? For instance, I was having a chat with somebody. Between 2014, I traveled once a while. Traveling through our airport was a disgrace. But things have turned around. It doesn't mean that it's perfect. Let us acknowledge that this thing is done. The road between my office and my house is deplorable. But then I cannot close my eyes to the fact that some projects are going on in other places. So the politicians must also understand that the people he or she is canvassing to have unlimited wants, and that's why they overpromise. Okay? Now, how informed or educated are the electorate? The electorate is not a monolithic market, for crying out loud. You have those who are seriously educated, those who are not too educated, those who are not educated at all, and each segment of this voting market is peculiar, have their own ideology and idiosyncrasies, and the politicians want all of them to vote. So you must have to speak to each of these various segments in the language they understand. My biggest worry is that those of us who are educated, right, who are well informed, are also not helping the nation. When I say helping the nation, we're supposed to be the opinion molders. We're supposed to be the one who will tell those who are not educated, who are close to us, these are the issues you should look at. But again, at times, we are not even, we don't even vote. We only make noise on social media, right? And the people who vote, right, are those people who have little understanding or little knowledge, even about the process or even the contest. And so that's a problem. Now, coming to incentive, I will tell you, everywhere in the world, right, you have to mobilize your voters. You have to mobilize your party members. Your party members are your campaign machinery, okay? You don't expect them to go from door to door without mobilizing them to go, right? Your party members are going to go and sit in the polling units to vote, right? You have to make provisions for them. I used to go to the polling unit. I'll go with my cooler. I'll get minerals, drinks, so that while we are voting, it's a carnival. We will enjoy ourselves, we'll drink in a very beautiful atmosphere. The difference is...
Dr. Akinola, does that legalize vote buying?
No, that's what I'm saying. I said the difference is when you pay.
Okay.
When you pay to buy the votes. So we must understand a different thing. For instance, if I am contesting as a senator, I have three local governments, okay? And I need people to represent me in those three local governments. I have somebody who will go and knock door, let's go and vote. That person, I must mobilize that person. I must mobilize my party structures, right? In all those things. But not that you now get to the polling votes, you now see people line up, you'll be giving them money. That's unethical. That's not decent, right? As a political party, mobilize your party members before they get to the polling units, right? So that they will not get to the polling unit and then feel inferior.
All right. So for us to have a rancor-free elections on campaigns and rallies in 2027. What do you think the agencies of government, like the National Orientation Agency of Nigeria, should start doing at this particular time to sensitize Nigerians and eligible voters as we look forward to these rallies and campaigns of these political parties?
Okay, true to it, I want to also appreciate the fact that we have an electoral heart that's on ground and that's spelling out boundaries and what every individual, boundaries for candidates who are contesting, boundaries for voters who are going to be voting. So, and that enough will have been a platform or for us to know what to do and not what to do. Then going to the agencies, I think this is the time. I salute the present administration that they have already overhauled the NOA, the National Orientation Agencies, but they have to do more. Like go back in the days when they go around with buses that have public address system on top of them, talking to people. It's not going to stop at the conventional media level where they talk on the TV and all of that. They should go to the nooks and crannies, go to local governments with the buses, not with buses alone. I remember way back in those days, they do go even with bicycles to talk to the people, the locals, that these are the way that you are supposed to conduct yourself, and these are the things that you are supposed to expect from people. They should let them know their right. All the civic responsibility, they should spell it out. And if they do that much, I know it is a very, very obvious instance that the 2027 election is going to be a very more successful one than the one we've had in the past.
Okay, Dr. Akinola, before we wrap up this conversation,
sorry.
You want to add something to that?
Permit me to add. You see, as a way of building trust in our electoral process, right? What happened in in Osun State, must not be allowed to go like that. There were violence. People lost their lives, right? The election has come and gone, right? The winner has been magnanimous. The losers have conducted themselves in very good manner. However, the Nigerian police and necessary organs of government must investigate and prosecute all those who are involved in this violence and these killings and make it public. When you do that, you are sending a sign to the people that these kind of things will not be allowed. Let me tell you, I'm a researcher. And then when we find out from people, why don't you people vote? Oh, why would I go and vote? You want them to kill me? You will see parents who will tell their children, I have a plan to encourage young people to go and vote. But I know that the biggest challenge is parents may not allow their children to go out on election day because they don't want to lose anybody. So government must continually show that we are going to nip this thing in the bud. Some people must pay the price for all the evils and violence that happen in Osun State. They must be identified and punished no matter how highly placed they are.
Okay, because of our time, it's a fine place to end this conversation on 2027 elections, the call for issue-based campaigns, and we have had intensive discussions with Dr. Olanrewaju Akinola, political marketing scholar and senior lecturer on Olabisi Onabanjo University. We thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
And of course, Olurotimi, Adeleye, coordinator, Renewed Hope ambassadors, Ifako-Ijaiye local government. We also thank you for your time.
It's a pleasure being here today.
All right, that's it. Politics is not a do-or-die affair. If indeed you are coming to serve the people, then you must bring to the table what you are bringing on board to add value to their lives. So we are using this platform to call on all political parties to be civil and, of course, not play the politics of do-or-die before and after 2027 elections. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.